I hope you all agree that what you've heard, or what I've heard anyway, is exactly what I've been warning you against for the last 12 years. I have documented it. I have given you the quotations right out of their own publications. I have given you all of the same information and what you're going to hear tomorrow night, and much, 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 much more. And the reason I'm doing this tonight is so that you can hear it from somebody else's mouth, so that you know it's not just me. I didn't make it up. It didn't fall out of the sky, in my bed, and I just picked it up and ran with it. That's not what happened, folks. It's the truth. Who is this great supreme that's going to come down and sit on the throne of the United Nations? Well, if you're a Christian, you should know the answer to that. The great supreme. Remember, he said the United Nations wasn't created by human hands. It was created by the great supreme. And when it's all ready and prepared, the great supreme will come down and sit on the throne of the world and reign from there. Now, this is not conjecture. This is what these people really believe. Now, whether you believe it will happen or not, it doesn't make any difference. Whether I believe it's going to happen or not doesn't make any difference. If they believe it, whatever they believe, and if they have the power, it's going to affect us, and we had better damn well understand what it is that they believe and why. I've been telling you for years. It's not the Jews. You heard what he said. You heard their plans for all of the existing fundamentalist religions. And I named them also. Jewish, Christian, Islamic, scheduled for extinction, and any other religion that they consider to be regressive, whatever the hell that means. So you'd better wake up. I mean, you had better wake up, because we don't have too much time. We don't have too much time. I've been telling you for years there's going to be a civil war in this country, and you'd better be prepared for it. If you're not prepared for it, and if you're not fighting on our side, you're going to be a victim. You're going to be a victim. Because if you're not on our side, you're on their side. And they don't want you on their side. And if they don't kill you, we will. There's going to be a war in this country. We're going to restore a constitutional Republican government. Blood is going to run in the streets of America. Not because I say so, but because they have dictated that it's going to happen, because they are going to eliminate billions of people and establish their world socialist utopian government on this earth with the, quote, great supreme, end quote, sitting on the throne of the world. These are all things that I've told you in the past. I've documented it. I've read you right out of the United Nations resolutions, documents, pamphlets, publications. I've explained to you the entire layout and the meaning of the symbology in the meditation room of the United Nations. I have read to you the dictates and the writings and the resolutions and the conventions, all spelled out by the heads of the globalist organizations that literally control the United Nations. And you're not listening. Form or seek out and join a militia. Get ready to fight for your freedom. I mean it. You don't have much time. And we're going to have to do it. And if you're not ready, when it starts, it's too late to get ready. If you're a Christian, they're going to kill you. You haven't got a prayer in hell of living on this earth. Not you, not your family, not your children, not any bit of you. If you're a Jew, same thing. Now, you see all these so-called Jews in government who are socialists, who are helping bringing about the destruction of this country. They're not Jews. They're not Jews. They don't believe in Judaism. If they go to synagogue, it's for show. Just like when George Bush goes to church, it's for show. George Bush is not a Christian. Bill Clinton is not a Christian. When he goes to church, it's for show. He's a communist. Communalism is the new word for communism. Communalist is just the new word for communist. I've been telling you all along, these people are communists. The New World Order will be a world utopian socialist totalitarian state, which will ultimately proceed to its ultimate goal, as declared by Karl Marx and V.I. Lenin, communism. What is peace that he was talking about through all this talk? What is the definition of peace by Marxists, Leninists, and socialist communists? The definition of peace is the elimination of all opposition to socialism. Now that should put it in a better perspective for all of you. Good night, folks. God bless you. Hope you can sleep tonight. I don't see how you can. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. Good night, Annie, Pooh, and Allison. I love you with all my heart. Good night, folks.
I see trees of green, red roses too.
See, I told you the fall of the Soviet Union was a scam. Everything that he described in his talk tonight is communism. Everything he described in his speech tonight that the United Nations wants to do is exactly what the Soviets did in the Soviet Union. You better wake up, you stupid, ignorant, apathetic sheeple, or you're going to get what you deserve. I won't. I'll fight and die first, and then I'll really be free. You're listening to the Hour of the Time. I'm William Cooper. Well, folks, I hope last night that you got an earful, and I hope you understood what it was that you got an earful of. Some terrifying stuff coming down the pike, all planned by the New World Order minions of the communist United Nations. And they all are communists. Bill Clinton's a communist. His wife's a communist. This country's been taken over by communists. McCarthy was right. Senator Joseph McCarthy was right. That's why they destroyed him. That's why they made McCarthyism a dirty name. That's why they're making patriot and militia a dirty name. So that you won't fall into politically incorrect thinking in the New World Order. You're all going to be re-educated, just like I've been telling you for years, like I wrote in my book that was published years ago. It's amazing that the John Birch Society has been calling me a lunatic for years, and they've been claiming for years that it's a communist conspiracy being engineered in Moscow. And I've been telling them, you're all wrong. Communism just didn't spring up out of the ground. This comes from the ancient mystery religion of Babylon, practiced underground in the mystery schools, the secret societies, and fraternal orders. It's the source of the labor unions. It's the source of socialism. It's the source of the Communist Party. It's the source of the Internationale. It's the source of world revolution. Its goal is one world totalitarian socialist government, which eventually will lead into world communism. It's all of those things. Its center is not in Moscow. It is in New York and London. Always has been. Always has been. The Soviet Union was another in a long line of experiments to see how far they can go and try different methods of governing large masses of people to see what works and what doesn't work, and to create the the illusion that there was some kind of a deep conflict between what they call the West and the Soviet Union. In reality, there was no conflict at all. The Soviet Union never had the missiles that we thought they had. The Soviet Union never even had the capability to manufacture even the most rudimentary, basic computer chip. And without being able to have computers on spacecraft, they could never have gone into space or gone to the moon or anywhere else. Everything that they ever got, they got from us. We gave it to them through underground channels. It's the truth, folks. And it's all there for anybody who wants to look at it. Did you ever look at their space shuttle that never flew? Carbon copy of ours. Carbon copy of our space shuttle. The reason it never flew is it didn't have the capability to to navigate and do the functions that only computers could allow it to do. They never had that technology. Never, ever. Still don't, as a matter of fact. They're buying it, still, buying it from the West, but they don't have the technology. How many of you caught the part about the Council of Wise Men that will advise the United Nations? Remember, I've been telling you about that for years and years and years and years and years. Whoever is presented as the front man, whom the world will believe to be the leader, will just be, just like I said, the front man for the Council of Wise Men. It's all on the website in Majesty 12. Go to the website, click on Majesty 12, and read it. The website is williamcooper.net. Now, it's amazing that I've been telling you this all these years. The John Birch Society has been telling you that I'm a crazy, whacked-out, lunatic nut. Don't listen to Bill Cooper. And certainly don't take action. See, the John Birch Society will kick you out if you take any other action than writing your congressman. They don't like that. They don't like that kind of stuff. And the man that you heard last night was the senior editor of the New American, which is the magazine for the John Birch Society. And last night he confirmed with and agreed with and proved and cited documentation and sources for everything that I've already done that with you about for the last 12 years. So they have eventually come around to my way of thinking. They have eventually learned that what I've been telling them all along is the truth. Isn't that amazing how everybody eventually reaches that point? Now, tonight we're going to continue, and you're going to hear the rest of his talk, and I've rewound it a little bit so you can hear that bit again about the Council of Wise Men. I mean, that's very important. Who do you think they're going to be? They'll be the men who really rule the world, is who they will be. They will take the place of what's functioning in the United States in that role, which is the Council of Foreign Relations. In England, it's the Royal Institute of International Affairs. And every country has their group that is a branch of this, actually. So pay very close attention, folks. And I hope you took notes last night, and I hope you're taking notes tonight. I'll be back, and we'll open the phones when it's finished.